All right, what we're going to do, we're going to bring out Battalion Chief David Stetzel, everybody. Come on out, David. Hey, oh. Hey, David. Nice to have you here. All righty. Now, David, when you were a little boy, I'll bet you didn't say I want to be a policeman. You said I want to be a firefighter.
Exactly.
Firefighter, boy, I'm right on that.
Yes.
It's so hard to say. He's with the Riverside firefighters instead of saying fire department.
Yes.
I did want to make a mistake on that. So at what age did you to say to yourself, I want to be a firefighter?
Probably long before I was talking.
Really?
Both my parents were both in the public safety.
Mm-hmm.
My father was a firefighter on the New Carlisle Fire Department. My mother was a police officer and fire dispatcher.
Wow.
So from birth, I was bound to be in public safety.
And that's what you wanted to do.
Correct.
Did things as you started learning to be a firefighter, were you learning things that kind of surprised you that you didn't expect?
Oh, yes.
So I didn't know we'd have to learn that.
Yes, the fire service is loaded with things that we do not expect to have to do.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of different areas that we'd never trained for, but we get called for. Because two things in the fire and EMS world that I do realize now is if you're upset, if a resident's upset, they call the police.
Mm-hmm.
If they have nobody else to call to and they're not upset, they call the fire department.
Wow.
And those are the things we had to deal with. We've had to spend a lot of time learning different things such as catching various animals.
Right.
That's something that there is no training for that.
Because might be dogs in the house or cats?
There's dogs
or
in the
animals?
house, cats,
Okay.
snakes. There's residents that have bears in their backyard. They have cougars, the exotic pets. So
Tim
we pretty
Tim
much
Harrison could tell you all about that. You know Tim Harrison?
Yes.
Yeah, he's
very
been on
well.
the show several times, and that's really something. He just rescued it Huber Heights. It was an alligator in the basement.
Mm-hmm.
And the poor thing the muzzle was not developing, and he rescued that animal. So you never know what you're going to expect.
Oh, exactly.
I'll bet that every time you go out on a call, the missus freaks out a little bit.
Yes, she does.
Now, are you on 24 hours, and then how's your
Correct.
hours?
24/48.
24/48.
Yeah, I have 24 hours on and then 48 hours off duty.
So when you're not home, and
Yes.
she knows there's a fire alarm going off, I bet she's kind of freaking out.
Especially if I don't call her first and tell her that I'm okay. If she sees it on the news, that's when I usually get in trouble.
Policemen and firefighters, it's a unique brotherhood, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's a brother and sisterhood that we are a family.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the second family that every one of us have. That I can go home, I have a beautiful wife, beautiful son that I take care of.
How old's
and
your
when
boy?
I get to work, 10 years old.
10, okay.
10 years old. And when I get to work, I have 9 more people that I'm responsible for their wives, their kids, and their life.
Right.
So it's 2 families.
It's like the military.
Exactly.
Your brothers and sisters, and you would lay down your life for one another.
Without a doubt.
Wow. Now, I understand that you're going to be retiring soon.
Yes, I have 1 year
My God,
left.
you look like you're only like, what, 31?
I just turned 50,
Okay, well.
and I have
surprise
1 year
me.
left.
And you're going to be retiring
Yes, I am.
and moving to
The Destin, Florida area.
Augusta, Florida?
Destin.
Destin. Now,
Up in the
whereabouts is
Panhandle.
that?
Up in the Panhandle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, you know where that's at?
My
What's-
family was just there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, great
Okay.
place.
Beautiful.
Yo, beautiful, huh?
Yes, very beautiful.
And tell folks what you were telling me about what you're going to teach when you're there.
Scuba diving.
Scuba diving. Wow.
Ooh, great place for it.
Very,
Yeah.
yes, very beautiful place for diving. And my day off life is after my family is scuba diving, and I do cave diving, and that's also up in the Panhandle, up in northern Florida area.
So you're
So
going to move?
yes.
out
Oh,
move.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to spend the rest of my time doing some beautiful dives and doing some cave diving.
Now, how did that come about with you being a firefighter?
Underwater.
Underwater. Oh,
Underwater, yeah.
Underwater cave diving. Yep.
How did that come about? How did that interest come in with being a firefighter?
I started off being a dive rescue team, and my pathway through the fire service was basically in the areas of technical rescue. So diving was one of those areas, water rescue, rope, trench, confined space. That was my pathway. Was always look for the exciting part of the fire service.
Is your son and your wife into scuba diving also?
No, we did a cruise when we got married, and she found out what a barracuda looked like. So now she doesn't go in the water.
She doesn't want
She
nothing
does
to do
not want to do with the
barracuda.
water.
Yeah.
Now my son does want to be a marine biologist
Oh, wow.
and scientist, Yeah.
Wow.
So that's the pathway, and he's already looking for camps and stuff that he could go to.
Now, I told you years ago, I studied at Brownies, scuba diving, but I'm sure the equipment and everything is entirely different. I mean, the
Correct.
gauges and the tanks and the mask is so different than when I was learning at Brownies.
Oh, yes.
It's all high tech.
Oh, yes, yes, it is. Matter of fact, I wear 2 different computers just so I can keep track of my partial pressures of oxygen and nitrogen and everything else in my body. That we have computers now that we have to operate with, especially doing in cave diving areas.
Now, I don't know much about it, but I always thought those full mask was nice because you just didn't have the old mask, you know what I'm
Correct.
talking
Oh,
about?
yes.
Now they've got the plastic thing where your whole face is that what you
Now
use?
we have, yes, we use the called AGA mask.
And you can talk to one another?
Oh yeah, we have communications with people up on
Wow,
the top
it's
and
so
everything.
different.
It's just incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, when I was learning that, you know, I was late to class because the dinosaurs would never get there on
Right.
time for
Oh,
me
I-
to
I was thinking
be
you were
there.
that full
It
metal
was a
thing.
long time ago.
I understand.
But
Yeah.
it sounds fascinating. You've got your life all planned out for
Oh,
you.
yes.
It's really great.
Yes, if most firefighters and police officers that we do.
Well, I like having occasionally police officers here and firefighters here.
Like,
But another reason why I wanted you here to not only honor through you all the firefighters throughout the world, but most recently the 19 we lost in was it Colorado?
Correct.
19. That has to be for those people and all firefighters devastating
Yes,
to lose that many.
yes.
And I'm just curious of what the psychological impact will be for the one guy who was back getting ready to do something to go get them, and because of the turning of the wind, he wasn't able to do that.
Correct.
And I'm hoping that it doesn't devastate him in any way, where he's able to understand that things like that happened. It was not
Correct.
his time, and to go on doing what he was doing in honor of his 19 brothers and all firefighters throughout
Yes.
the
Oh,
world.
I'm sure he will. He will. He'll carry on.
That was just devastating news.
Yes.
Talking about that, and I saw a lot of the film clips, what exactly is the red chemical that comes out? And sometimes they use water, the red chemical. that
Correct. It's a fire retardant. In other words, it just whatever it gets on, it has a chance of either putting out the fire, or then it'll keep fire off of other portions of the forest or the woods or the different canopies that they have to deal with.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
But that's mainly only used in major fires.
Yes, that's using the
right?
forestry divisions.
Oh, okay.
Correct.
Well, I'm glad you came, David.
I had a
and,
great time.
We honor you for your service to our community and all the firefighters throughout the world who give up their lives. And I say this several times because it's true. We lose a policeman, a police officer, or a firefighter somewhere in America every week.
Correct.
And you, like the military, give your lives for us, and
Exactly.
we couldn't do without you, because
Thank you.
you protect our community and our homes, and we appreciate
Correct.
that.
And
So appreciate
we do.
you coming,
No problem.
David.
Thank you very much.